but you will swim. Yeah, I'll just splash water. What will you wear? Agbada? Hmm. Hello, my people. How are you? And hope you're well. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad to have you here. It means the world to me. Honestly, it does. And I'm so humbled and grateful for it. Thank you for showing up. This is about to be an exciting one and a good topic that I think will be helpful for a couple of, not everyone, just a sect of people. And for some of you, you might need it in the future. Who knows? I want to talk to you about managing and handling long distance relationships the right way. All right. Strap in. Let's get right into it. Okay. So, on this matter, I do have some experience, and that's why I feel like I can talk about it to kind of talk to you about what worked, what didn't work. Yeah, long distance is a lot, and some of you are in it right now. Maybe it could be a state where you're just in different states in the country, or you're in different countries, or in different parts of the same state. Like, I mean, if you live in Bagada and your partner is in Ikorodu or is in Lakwe, are you really in Lagos? Yeah. I think about it. It's no, it's not. You're not. So that's long distance relationships. And so let's talk about how to manage these things. I'll give you a few points too. Before me and my now wife, my my I need to be sure do I have a space? Let me talk to my guy behind the camera. Do I have space in your house to I was going to say current wife. I won't use that term. My wife. My wife. Um, before we got married, we were dating for a while. Then we got engaged. As I got engaged to her in February 2022, wow, time flies. 2022, I was going to relocate in the next month to the UAE, and that was where the long distance started. I remember we were at the airport, and she was so clingy. Yeah, you were, babe, you were, you were. She was so clingy, and I think by the time I left, she wept and she cried and she crowed and she crowed in the bathroom. People tried to comfort her, like, yeah, I know, like, babe, like, I'm not going anywhere, I'm here, baby, come on, get yourself together. um but I also felt it was a painful, felt like painful separation anxiety started to set in. But I wanted to make sure I proposed to remind her it was a down payment, to remind her I'm coming back again. And that's almost the picture of the down payments that the Bible talks about with the Spirit of God. We know that the Lord will return because we have a deposit of the Spirit in us already. Hallelujah. But this is exactly what I had in mind, just to reassure her I'm not going anywhere. I'm coming back for you. Okay, baby, I'm coming back. I'm not gonna leave you now. And so that happened. And then one of the things we had to kind of maneuver around and figure out is how are we going to communicate? How are we going to build intimacy as we are far away from each other? What are the checks? What are the balances? What are the boundaries? What do we need to do better? And I'm just going to talk about some of the things that we did. And hopefully, if you can reapply them to your situation, every situation is unique. I would recommend you get thorough counseling, joint counseling, where someone you both trust, can walk you through that phase of your life, give you more relevant, specific things that you need to move and thrive in your relationship. But I just hope that this helps set you on the right path, at least. So, of course, that's one very powerful thing to do, which I'll talk about later. So, this is what we did. First thing we did was we knew that we needed to communicate more aggressively. We needed to communicate more aggressively. We needed to communicate harder. We tried to leverage video calls more than voice calls just to bridge that gap so that you're seeing the person, they're seeing you. It's just more intimate. You know how they react to the things you say, how they laugh at your jokes, how they if they're looking tired or not. You just kind of have better perspective. It does help bridge the gap. So we made sure that where we would once communicate, maybe once in the morning, once at night, we're going to communicate at different intervals in our days, just random calls. Sometimes, because of how crazy our schedules were, we had to book and schedule. And I know some people are like, that's too official, that's too formal. See, if you've been missing times of conversation, just find something that works, something that helps. And if it's to schedule a meeting, with the person you love, do it. There's no shame in that. So we decided to do that. Then we took it further, and then we started to have virtual dates. So the kind of thing where, you're eating your food, I'm eating my food, and it's almost as if I'm just, you're just across the table from me in a nice, that kind of thing. These are just things we tried to do to spice things up. We have virtual dates, talk about our day, we're eating food as we're doing that. So those were very exciting things we did. Um, I did arrange some surprise gifts, for her. Just thoughtfulness, leveraging her friends to deliver those things, and just doing experiences that spice things up. If you're able to make a surprise visit, okay, now let me be clear. Surprise visits are very nice if you can afford it. I'm talking afford it financially and afford it in terms of self control. So if it's a case now, for example, I was in Dubai and she wants to make a surprise visit, she travels all the way to just say hi. Question, Auntie, what are you coming to do? Okay, you want to say hi? Okay, where are you going to stay? I'll stay in your room. You stay where? In my house? In my room? No, ma. Okay, you want to stay in a hotel? Okay. Who do we know here in this vicinity that can chaperone us? Because I hear some very interesting things where you are in a dating relationship and you want to travel to Zanzibar for vacation. Okay. Are you going with some of your friends? No, it's just two of us. Where will you be staying in Zanzibar? Oh, it's this hotel, so, 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 so. Which hotel is it staying in? Oh, same hotel. Which room are you staying in? Oh, you know how expensive these things are. I've already spent so much money on the flight. Which room are you staying in, madam? So I will sleep on the bed, he'll sleep on the floor. I did not. Which room? Okay, will you people swim? It's Zanzibar, there's beach there. Will you swim? I don't really do swimming. Hmm. But you will swim. Yeah, I'll just splash water. What will you wear? Agbada? Hmm. So when you start to pull the layers, what you see is a possible recipe for disaster. There's lack of visibility, accountability, and you're just setting up yourself. So if you can afford it from a standpoint of financial standpoint, and from a self-control, consecration standpoint, then why not? Go ahead, feel free. Make that visit, bridge that gap as much as you can. This is perhaps someone you love. So the assumption is this is someone you're building with. You want to, eventually lead this up to a marriage with this person. So by all means, have fun. Not too much fun. Have fun. Enjoy yourselves. Reach out, connect, bridge the gap as much as you can if you can in person. So that's something. Arrange gifts on their, in absential, send gifts, send thoughtful things that maybe something they just mentioned. And that was something I tried to do my best. Maybe she just mentioned something she needed, maybe a pair of sneakers, which she wanted to do to start jogging again. And I got that for her. Or she wanted this particular bag or get this meal or have a solo date, things like that. Just thoughtfully make it available for a person you love. One important thing we did, which I think was very important, the most important, was we strengthened accountability. We strengthened accountability. There's also a tendency, especially for those of you who you've lowered the boundaries in your relationships. Um, Video calls I will not always recommend because some people cross boundaries in having video calls. People cross boundaries in visitations. You need to also be very clear, even in your texting, you need to be clear, you're not enabling things you cannot handle. Don't stir up a fire that you cannot quench. I beg you, just be calm. There will be a time where hopefully you will reunite, be together in the right confines of the marriage institution, and you can do as you please. But before then, in a long distance relationship, like who are you two guys talking to? Like who is holding you accountable? Not just in terms of resisting sexual temptation. And yes, that would grow as you guys grow closer, more intimate. So expect that to happen. But who are you also accountable in terms of conflict resolution? Who can guide you both in resolving a conflict? Who can help you guys see each other's faults and confess your faults to one another that they might be healing? Like, who do you have that over you who can kind of steward you in accountability? It's very important that you do that so that you don't breach some boundaries you never thought you would breach, right? So we did that. We strengthened accountability. We talked to people. We gave feedback on the health of our conversations, on the health of how often we are communicating. There was a time we had a little bit of a disagreement, and thankfully, we had someone we could rub it by. And then, she misunderstood something I said, but the person was able to help guide her, see from my perspective, and things got better from there. Right. Love you, babe, by the way. Just in case this is not a shade, I love you. But yeah, that's kind of things we did. And number five, which is super, super, super important. I cannot emphasize it enough, have an exit strategy in view. Not an exit from the relationship, but an exit from the long distance. What is your plan to reconcile that distance? What's your plan to be in the same space together? Some of you might be doing your master's degree in different countries at the same time. What's the plan to meet? Who is going to meet who? At what time? When are you going to do your are you going to get married, do your court wedding? Have those plans spelled out clearly. Have a timeline. At so time in 6 months, we already put a date at this point. We said, I think we had said October at first. We're going to marry in October 2022. And then I thought, I was like, yeah, this is not working for me for reasons I'm not going to say. But this is not working for me. Uh, October is far. And again, and my birthday is in October. I was like, yeah, that's going to seem narcissistic. I don't want to put it close to my birthday. So that's not right. And so I was like, August makes sense. Seems feasible. It seems we can get everything we need by August. And then we said it, pushed it out to everyone who needed to know. We set a date, August 13th. We're going to get married. We're going to lock this down. And that's exactly as we said. We went according to that. We got married, did all the shebangs, the court, the white, the traditional, and it was great. But we had an exit strategy. We had something in view, and I want to encourage you, whether long distance or short distance, have something in view. Don't take dating with levity as recreational or as leisure. There is purpose in it. There must be a path to it, and there must be a conclusion to it. So that's something that we did that really helped us, so that we don't strain something that could be so beautiful. You know that thing where it's the right person, wrong timing. Like you just strain something for too long and it wears out, and you've built something for 6, 7 years, and poof, becomes nothing because there really wasn't a time of settling and a time appointed for reconvening together to be one in flesh, in body, and in spirit. Anyways, these are my thoughts, and I'd like to hear from you. What are some of the struggles you've experienced if you're in a long-term relationship? What things would you like me to talk more about? Would you like to maybe hear her side of things? Hey, you never know. So what things do you think will be helpful for you to know even further in this conversation? All right. When all things, long story short, make sure you lead with love. Make sure you put the person before you. And just make sure you are considerate of their feelings per time. It can be very straining and very stressful, having to be in that space where they can't have direct contact with you, especially for those who are big on touch, those who are big on quality time. Those are things that you can, I mean, with gifts, yeah, with words of information, a phone call can sort that out. Acts of service, maybe not as much, but people who really want quality time and physical touch, those are their love languages. I'm telling you, this you're the ones that are suffering it the most, and I'm so sorry. But have an exit strategy in mind. You don't need all the money in the world. to get married. We'll talk about that another time. All right. I hope this helped. I hope you're blessed. See you at the next one. Don't forget to subscribe so you can get the notification of all the things that will be coming your way. More and more beautiful content, I promise. So please subscribe and share with your friends. God bless you. See you next time.